Welcome to Swangard Stadium. It is another one of few complete game day for the TSS FC Rovers here at Swangard in beautiful Burnaby, British Columbia here as the Rovers and the Highlanders renew hostilities for the first time this season of 2 meetings. For the Rovers, starting 11 tonight, one change they make between last week's game against the Calgary Foothills. Luciano Traslini keeps his place in goal. German Senga starts in the back line alongside Danilo Smachenko, Eligindo, and Riley Pang. Mark Baldissimo starts in the midfield with Jordan Haynes, who moves up to a midfield spot from his usual left-back position. Connor McMillan, Matteo Polisi, David Malamur in the midfield 3. And up front, German Jaj replaces Christian Eli Heighton in the one change for the Rovers this evening. For the visitors, the Victoria Highlanders, in goal number 30, Trevor Schneider starts, and we'll have a moment of silence here for Brandon Bassi. There's a moment of silence for Brandon Bassey, the former Whitecaps residency, as well as SFU, who was tragically killed in a car accident 3 weeks ago this weekend. Bill was mentioning the Victoria Highlanders starting lineup in goal number 30, Trevor Schneider. Across the back line to TRU Wolfpack right back Josh Benton. Number 4 starts with Connor Guillerme, Jake Ruby, and Iliad Choje. In the midfield for the Highlanders, number 6, Sean Young, number 3, Josh Walter, number 17, Sam Fletcher, number 10, Sean Takano, number 13, Danny Davidson, a former Rover, as well as another former Rover up front, Victory Chambouche, who didn't play in any action last year, was on the roster for TSS. And without Michael McCall, pleased to be joined by former Whitecaps head coach and Welsh International, Carl Robinson. Thank you for being here and being a part of this tonight, and looking forward to working alongside you for this one.
It's a great evening for it, a beautiful evening for football. So let's see how the game starts. You can't complain when the weather's like this. So hopefully the coaches have got them ready, and let's have a good game of football tonight.
The Rovers free night presented by Chimp, and 2 free tickets for the fans that sign up, and as well as $5 to give into their favorite charity as well. So a great initiative started by the Rovers this season has really gained some traction. Social media has been alight all week with this, and probably one of the better crowds you've seen here at Swangard Stadium this season and years past. So good to see everyone out for this one, and what will be a derby game against the Highlanders. Never an easy one. And Highlanders head coach Thomas Niendorf, second year in charge as well for the Rovers. No Will Cromack for the Rovers tonight. He is suspended from the last game against the Calgary Foothills, so he is to our right. And Des Tachi and Martin Vaca will take control on the bench, as well as Adam Day for the Rovers. So we know Will Cromack is a fiery guy, and we'll see him standing to our right here, enjoying this one from the stands, as this one between the Rovers and the Highlanders is about to get underway.
Well, one thing's for sure is Will have his team organised and drilled. Whether he's on the touchline shouting and running up and down or not, every player will know their role tonight.
Rovers in the red and white kit, kicking off from right to left this evening. A cool 16 degrees here at Kickoff in Burnaby. The Highlanders in their usual white and black kit with the black jersey numbers, kicking off from left to right. Highlanders missing Mitch Papadine. It's their number 7 charismatic midfielder tonight, so a little bit of a loss for them, but other players going to step up and take charge as we are underway from Swangard as the Highlanders kick this ball inside the Rovers half. Gurman Sanga, the Memphis Tigers participant, puts that ball forward inside the Highlanders half, but they regain possession. Here's Daniel Davidson, the former Rover of the past 2 years. 5 goals, 1 assist back in 2017, just 1 in 10 games last year. Dipped in form as the Rovers kind of changed ship, and Davidson joined the Highlanders as Danilo Smichenko, the Ukrainian, used to play in the Ukrainian Premier League, and Haynes switches the play here to Riley Pang, a UBC center back, and can as well play left back as you see here. Likes to play that ball forward with his left boots. Here's Eli Guindo, the former Highlander of 2017 as well. A couple of goals in the Rovers' second to last home match against the Portland Timbers in a 5-0 rout. Now Mark Baldissimo finds Jordan Haynes. Out of the far wing for Sanga. Pacey wide player gets it off the head of Matteo Polisi, and a chance for Grimmin Josh to go in behind, but he couldn't. And the Highlanders get it off a Rover for a throw into their left of their keeper, Trevor Schneider.
It's been a positive start the first 2 minutes. They've kept the ball very well across the back and switched play twice, and obviously then gone direct to try and stretch the pitch as well, and won the second ball, which is very important.
Matteo Polisi already 4 goals on the year, eclipsed his career high with the Rovers, 3 last year, 2 the previous year. So already off to a good start for the Rovers. This one intercepted and brought forward by Jake Ruby, a former Canada men's under-17 player. The Rovers picked this one off. Nice play by Connor McMillan. Gurman Josh back to McMillan from outside the area. Has a goal. Good save by Trevor Schneider as the neon green-clad keeper got to his right to make the save, and a good one early on for the Highlanders keeper.
Excellent transitional play. They won the ball in the attacking third, and they didn't think nothing else but to go to goal, straight to goal. Runs off the ball, and obviously a good shot on goal.
Here's Connor Guillerme, a Whitecaps U23 participant to start the year, and now with the Highlanders for the summer. A TSS Rover of last year as well, and coming off his last year at the UBC. A goal-scoring center back, to say the least. Got that big head on him as well. Likes to get off corners, so watch out for the Rovers defending him heavily this evening. A beautiful night as well, kind of a rainy day this morning, giving way to clear skies.
think it's interesting to see in the build-up. They go into a back three. The left-sided centre-back is stepping in now, and when they don't have the ball, they're flattening off to a 5. You know, it's a tactical adjustment from the coach from the get-go, really. You know, a back 5 in build-up allows you to stretch the pitch from side to side with the 2 holding midfielders, Baldissimo and Haynes, and I think that's a slight adjustment to play against these.
Seen the Rovers have a couple positive 10-minute starts in the previous 3 games of the season. The game against Calgary, they were the better team the first 10 minutes, ended up losing that one. In the previous 2 wins against Lane and Portland, they were not the better team the first 10 minutes, and they were able to win the game, so that'll might be a difference in this one. We'll see. Both games against Lane and Portland, where the Rovers were poor in the first 10 minutes, Luciano Trastlini bailed them out twice, spectacularly, one of them winning USL League 2 goal of the week. So watch out for him to be a factor, Carl.
That happens regular. You start the game very well, and you can see the goal from a mistake or a lack of concentration, and all your good work goes for nothing. But it's important you stick to your game plan, stick to the task that you have from the manager.
Jake Ruby with Thorne on this near touchline for the Highlanders. Try and go quickly to Sam Fletcher, entering this coming year as his third at UBC, a hard tackling midfielder as well. Helped him with a couple assists this year for the T-Birds. Here's McMillan, the former Cascade, finding Haynes. That one tried to find McMillan's a quick throw in here for the Rovers as it deflected off a Highlander.
It's good quick play. Good quick throw-ins down the sideline. You know, lock them in, force a throw-in, force a set piece.
German Jazz tries to head the ball to Polisi, leading scorer for the Rovers right now. This one will go for a Rovers throw just in front of their own bench. Riley Pang over to take it. Getting the start ahead of Haynes, who has moved in the midfield position, as I mentioned. Chris Guerrero, another left back option off the bench for the Rovers if they so choose to do so. This play switched to German Sangat, tries to go over the top towards Connor McMillan, who gets a start out wide. This one drops to Malamura, the leading assist getter on the Rovers with 3. Here's Pang at halfway, controls it on his left foot to Haynes, flicks it on towards David Malamura. Keeps this one in, nice touch off his left foot, trying to find McMillan, but good quick close down there by the Highlanders, Sean Young, number 6. Banton, weak clearance, finds the foot of Pang, trying to roll it along the deck to McMillan, but again goes off a Victoria Highlander. No time on the ball here for either side.
You mentioned Jordan Haynes there. You look at the positions he picks up. He's a wonderfully tactically astute footballer. He can play anywhere in midfield, anywhere across the back. He understands the game, and when you've got players that understand the game like Jordan, the game becomes easy.
It's good as well to have a guy that can play numerous positions, left back and defensive midfield, and he's played both well for the Rovers this year when called upon. Here's Connor Guillerme. Flowing lock switches the play here to Josh Banton. I'm sure Connor's parents in Ontario are tuning into this one, as they always do when their son plays. Here's Schneider to Banton. TRU Wolfpack coming up in his 3rd year with a nice move past Connor McMillan. Try and go over the top again here for Daniel Davidson, running him behind. Gindo wasn't there first. Davidson gets there and tries to chip the keeper, Traslini, but that one just went a bit too far wide as Davidson caught it in the instep a little bit too much.
Yeah, half chance there, a long ball. You know, Rovers let him out early in the attacking third. Defender dived in, allowed him to play the long ball. One straight ball. It's the hardest ball to deal with in football sometimes if your footwork wasn't right, but good recovery, no danger in the end.
Like Gindo and Daniel Spichenko, certainly not the most fleet-footed defenders, but Luciano Traslini read that play well and came out of his net very swiftly to make sure that Davidson did not go over the top, and he put it just wide. As a throw now for Ruby for the Highlanders in this near touch line. Looking towards Davidson's Shambusho come over to help him. Shambusho coming off an injury-riddled 2018 season in Canada West as Alphonse Roman that one towards Malamura, and he mishandled that pass. And Ruby goes back to Schneider, who miskicks it just in front of his own 6-yard box and recovered barely by Highlanders, and a good tackle on the far side by German Jaj, but it's a goal kick for the Highlanders, unfortunately for TSS, after some poor play at the back by Victoria.
And good pressing as well. You know, Rovers decided to press because they lost the ball and they were only 5-10 yards away, and you know, you don't let teams off the hook. You know, if it goes back to the keeper, you press them, they either kick it long, play long, or they make a mistake, and that's what happened.
Gervin Jaj cannot keep that one in the far side. Good pressure by Elias Shoje. New left back for the Highlanders. Keep in mind they only have 4 players returning from last year, so quite a big turnover for this Highlanders team compared to 9 of the TSS FC Rovers. As German Sanga tries to turn. Pressured quickly by the Highlanders here. Ball turned over. Here comes Victoria the other way. Josh Walter with the ball, tries to feed it through to Victory Shambushu as well. Shunt Takano there, the midfielder. Josh Walter, nice ball to Victory Shambusho. As the Highlanders try pressing. Here's Takano looking through for Shambusho. Didn't work. Takano will now find Fletcher. Ruby in a bit of space here where the ball was lacking, so Malamura gets a touch, but that one's just going to go out of play. Lakeside boys in full attendance here at Swangard Stadium. To our right, the supporters group from the island. Always travel in numbers here. Usually bring the drums, sometimes the accordion. Don't hear that this time though. And the bagpipes as well.
What don't they bring?
Throw in here for the Highlanders. Once again, seen that a couple times. Jake Ruby looking forward to Victory Shambusha. That ball was intercepted by his current UBC teammate, Riley Pang. Rovers can't break though as Malamura's ball didn't find a teammate. And now Smichenko will just clear it over the head of Gurman Jaj. Scored in his debut for the Rovers against Lane United on the opening day back in May. Seems so far ago. Rovers already 6 games into the season. This is their halfway mark. Game number 7, 4th home game of the year. Riley Pang taking the throw in here. Headed forward by Young. Headed again by Jordan Haynes. Ruby up there again, who's been pretty much everywhere down this near touchline, Carl, for early on for the Highlanders.
He has. He's a wonderful attacking player, and obviously if you don't stop him at source, then he can cause you problems, which he's shown once or twice that he's able to do with his quality on the ball.
Sean Takano trying to get a quick ball there from Walter. Didn't work, and Rovers coming the other way in a bit of numbers. Here comes Gurman Jaj. Laying it through to McMillan. That one just eluded him and thumped clear by Josh Banton. So much so it goes into the parking lot on the far side, but a nice touch by Fan puts it back over the fence.
A missed opportunity there in a transitional moment. There was a 4v3, an overload situation, but the final ball just let them down. It was overhit.
Jordan Haynes going all the way back to Luciano Trasolini. Ball playing goalkeeper will find Riley Pang once again. Rovers will probably do that a few times in this game. Again, mentioned his ball playing ability. Another guy who can spread the ball. That's Haynes with a lovely ball over the top to Malamura. Good foot in by Jake Ruby at the last moment. It denied Malamura's pace down the left.
Excellent position by Jordan Haynes there. Understanding where the gap was, where the space. He's able to get on the ball. He can dictate the play from there, which is what the switch of play was.
Jake Ruby hits McMillan with the ball. That one, once again, Rovers can't get into the 18 of the Highlanders. They'll try again here, though. Good touch by Baldissimo, finding Malamura. Then again to Mateo Polisi. Beautiful turn onto that left foot. Goal last 2 weekends ago against Calgary. And both Rovers had a off weekend last week.
When the ball's at Polisi's foot, the game looks easy. You know, he's a very, very comfortable player. And, you know, sometimes you want more from him. He can give you more. But when he's on the ball, he's a joy to watch.
Josh got found by Sanga. Overlapping run from Gurman Sanga. Good step in by Shoji at the last moment. That ball pops loose with left back of the Highlanders. Iliad Shoji quickly plays it away. And it's here Shun Takano now trying to create for Victoria. Spreads that ball back to Josh Banton, who's assumed a center back role here with Jake Ruby playing right back. Banton, go ahead.
Excellent defending by the Highlanders there. Excellent. In a 1v1 situation with an overload. Left back didn't dive in, waited, bided his time, got his footwork right, and obviously intercepted the play.
Riley Pang now taking the throw. David Malamura furthest ahead. Jake Ruby defending him. As Pang will take his time now, find Eli Guindo. 2 goals in the year as mentioned for the Rovers. Former Trinity West University Spartan as well as he tries to go to Senga. That one's past him. And a throw it up coming here for TSS on the far side. Sang over to take in his second start for TSS.
When the ball gets moved across the back 3, back 4 players, it's important with square balls they have enough pace on them because the Highlanders set traps, try and nick that ball, square pass, that should trigger to go, and if it's under hit then obviously that transition moment for them is key. So it's important they make sure those passes get to their intended targets.
Decently choppy first 11 minutes here at Swangard Stadium. Neither team registering a golden opportunity. The best probably would be Dan Davidson's ball over the top from Victory Shambusha that he put over the Rovers net to the right of Traslini for a goal kick.
Lots of second balls and turnovers and things like that. So it's the team that can just keep their heads, keep the calm and put their foot on the ball and play their way into the game will be the ones that get the first goal.
Josh Banton puts that one a mile high into the air. Gurman Jaj retreating up against him, got the head on it. Jaj didn't know much about it. And a free kick here for TSS in a good position. Watch out for Mateo Polisi to jump on the end of this one.
can probably see his eyes light up as soon as a free kick on the edge of the box. He wants the ball, no one else. Even if they're in good form, no one else.
McMillan and Polisi standing over it. I'm sure the Rovers' leading goal man, Matteo Polisi, will want it as McMillan's backed off. Just Shambusho and Josh Walter showing in the wall for Victoria. Referee gives the allotted 10 yards. And pretty good position here for TSS. Even if they are unable to put it in the net, there might be a good rebound for some runners in the box. As Polisi right-footed, about 20 yards out for the Rovers to give them the lead. But Polisi pack post, looking for Riley Pang, trying to put it back across goal. Corner for TSS, and even though it wasn't a shot on target, they'll take the corner.
A little bit surprised that decision was made by Polisi. I think he's got enough ability and quality about him that he can hit the target from there. It's at one of those in-between angles. And if you can make the goalkeeper work, then obviously the players coming in for a rebound might have been the better option. But they move on for a corner.
Here's 3 assist man. David Malamur in the left-footed delivery into the area. Dangerous one. McMillan tried to flick on clear by Shoje. And a throw-in coming up for the Rovers on the far side. Malamur will quickly take towards Matteo Polisi. Baldissimo out to his wide right, slipped as he tried to get the ball. Now he'll control it. Down to Malamur, right for the ball and back post. And Ruby will be quick as there for the Highlanders. Pressed though by McMillan. Comes in and takes him over. Free kick coming up for the Highlanders to the right of Trevor Schneider, their keeper. Placing Simon Norgrove in goal tonight.
Crossover hit a little bit. Obviously no one coming in at the back post. So they let them off the hook a little bit and allow the goalkeeper to have a goal kick.
One partially missed hit there by Schneider. Flicked on by Ruby. Shambusho the pressure, but cleared by Gindo for a throw-in for Victoria in this near side.
Clash of heads there. You've got to be careful with these nowadays. Take a little bit of time. Ref sees it.
Last home match for the Rovers back on May 26th, a 2-1 loss to Calgary. UBC teammates Riley Pang and Daniel Kaiser, a little clash of heads, but Paul Peterson, the UBC goalkeeping coach to my left, was very happy to see both were okay initially. And eventually. They want to see 2 guys clash heads, as Carl mentioned.
Well, they won't tell you that they hurt either. That's the problem you have. And they go on and do the regular checks, which is very important. But players won't want to come off, even if they get a clash of heads. That's the hard thing you've got to call. That's where the experts in the field have got to make the call and take it out of the players' hands.
Here's Mark Baldissimo. Nice quick throw in from Riley Pang again. Ball just under hit from Jordan Haynes back to Smichenko. Young up for the header. That ball bounces back to his right foot. Bad touch though, and Rovers' chance to maybe get over the top here through McMillan, but Banton will smartly head back to Trevor Schneider with Ty Vanola away with Pacific FC. Still made the bench last week for his first appearance in the 18 for Pacific FC against the Wanderers, a 2-1 loss in Halifax. Trevor Schneider assumes the number 1 role for now.
Highlanders building up with a back 3 as well, allowing one midfield player to join in. So it's a game of chess at the moment. They're matching, cancel each other out, which is why we've not seen too many clear-cut chances.
Highlanders might try and make something of this throw in here. Victoria Shambusha will leave it for Ruby. Davidson and Gindo in a good physical battle here just in front of the Rovers 18 to the left of Trasolini. Ruby will now throw, cleared away by Pank towards halfway. Jaj didn't get the flick on header there. There's Banton, a good touch first by Walter, wearing the armband for Victoria. Alamira, good touch infield. Looking through from Matteo Polisi. Jaj moving to the 6-yard box. Here comes Polisi, chasing down by Ruby, who got a good touch in there. He'll try and clear. That one will go out for a corner kick for TSS. Good pressure after the loss of the ball by Matteo Polisi, and the Rovers get their corner here to the right of Schneider.
Excellent play by Polisi. Won the ball, passed the ball, run forward. Now they get a quick corner, and it's a quick corner.
Into Skindo, back post, and put off the side of the net by Smichenko, hunting for one of the back posts there, and he was unable to put it home. The Rovers center back Smichenko, a goal last year against the Highlanders, and this time just about snuffed one in. I think he mishit it and went off the outside of the net.
It was a good opportunity. There was 2 or 3 yards where he could have sneaked the ball in at the back post and just took his eye off the ball, I think, and hit the side netting.
Guillermo, nice touch from Sean Young as the Rovers again not giving the center backs of Victoria any room. Here's Schneider. He's at his own 18. Banton closest to him, but instead Schneider goes to Guillermo, who's pressed quickly by Matteo Polisi, his former teammate. Here's Fletcher. Back for Schneider.
I think you see they're matching up with them. They're trying to build with 3. So Rovers are pushing 3 players on. They've got to make sure the midfield players then get onto their men. Because if they don't, this happens and it allows the Highlanders to play out.
Shuntacano, nice step over, ball to the far side. Highlanders try and bring it up to halfway. Here comes Josh Banton. Missed touch, but he'll chase it just in front of the touchline. McMillan comes in and tries to get the ball, but he won't. Jake Ruby delivers it into Shambusho, who's offside. And again, Victory Shambusho. You see his movement here. It's been what's made him such a dangerous player in Canada West with UBC. Just finds those pockets of space, and ball lacking a little bit from Ruby, but Shambusho in an offside position.
I think he was unlucky. His movement was good. He tried to drag the defender away to then get across the front of him, and the ball was slightly behind him, which obviously didn't allow him to have a half chance, and he was offside, but good movement.
Here's Ellie Gindo to Riley Pang, quickly closed down by Victory Shambusho. Now Jordan Haynes. Rovers playing with fire a little bit here. Gindo. Back to Smichenko. Happy to keep possession though.
Confident in tight areas. You know, you create a 3v3 in a small box, 10 by 10, and have the confidence to play in that area, and that's what they did.
Good header forward from Haynes. That one finds the foot of Fletcher though. Unfortunately for the Rovers, here's Ruby, closed down by 2 Rovers, and a good turn. The last moment to get away from McMillan and Malamura, trying to spark an attack for the Highlanders. Here's Walter off a nice ball from Ruby. Ruby continues his run. Walter finds Iliad Shoji looking through, and again, ball just didn't go for Davidson. Here is Walter though, trying to find it through to Shambusho. Did not work, and the Rovers going to try and bring it the other way. Malamura towards Gurmanjaj. Good first touch off the chest, battling here with Connor Gallant.
Good hold-up play.
Jaj switching it to Sanga, ball just a bit too slow and to his wide right, so Sanga will chase it now to Baldissimo. No goals in the year for the first-year Rovers midfielder, the experienced 23-year-old. The Whitecaps, former Whitecaps residency player in 2014. Now finds Jordan Haynes, former WFC2 and Oklahoma City U23 Energy player. Now Haynes again. You see his quality here, getting past 2 Highlanders, taken down in the middle of the pitch and called play bone dead by referee Syed Mohammed Massini, assisted by Francisco Scaglione and Michael Hood. Fourth official is Joey Ratcliffe.
I think you saw Baldissimo and Haynes both very comfortable with each other in the middle of midfield, wanting the ball 10 yards apart. Jordan showing his experience, dragging someone in. I don't think it was actually a foul. I think he actually conned the referee, which is part of the game, unfortunately, these days. But he's done a good job because they won a free kick.
Riley Pang rolls into the path of Gurmanjaj. Nice touch by Malamura through Banton's legs and tries a shot from distance. Good grab by Trevor Schneider. A few times this season we've seen the Rovers just score some cracking goals. So last game with Mateo Polisian as well earlier in the year with Connor McMillan scoring a USL League 2 goal of the week. And speaking of USL League 2, Mateo Polisi up for the May Player of the Month. You can vote now on USLLeague2.com. Well ahead of the rankings when I checked earlier today. He's at 69% at the time of checking. As here are the Highlanders keeping possession. Iliad Shoji in front of his own 18, moves up, finds Connor Gallant. Teopolisi again running over to that far side to close him down. Walter, a good battle here with Baldissimo, flipped over the top to Shoji, who's making a run and headed clear by Smichenko as the Highlanders maybe had a chance to break there.
Highlanders not panicking in the build-up, very calm as well, looking for that opportunity to play a forward pass.
Walter, nice play to Shambusho, trying to roll it once more to Davidson, didn't happen. And again, the Rovers' final ball was lacking. Is that one over the head of Mateo Polisi. This is the 7th all-time meeting between the Rovers and the Highlanders. Both teams 3 wins apiece and no draws yet. So we'll see if that changes. Yeah, see if that changes this evening. As well, the Highlanders in 14 games played last season, 5 wins, 9 losses, and no draws. So a team that doesn't like to hold points. They like to go for it or concede the win. As here comes Shun Takano running in behind, and a foul by Smichenko. A smart one, though, as Takano was maybe by him. And a free kick in a good spot for Victoria.
Excellent play down the left wing. You know, I think he squared his man up and obviously went by him. I think he went down a little bit too easy, but excellent skill, excellent change of pace.
Well, only 3rd meeting here at Swangard between these two. Rovers have won 1. Highlanders as well have won 1 themselves. Left-footed delivery taken to the far side by the Highlanders. Only 1 man in the wall for the Rovers at Sanga, and obviously more numbers needed in the 6-yard box. And just in front is here's the ball in from Walter, back post, and flick clear by Smichenko.
Good concentration.
As Fletcher bowled over by Smichenko, and another free kick in a dangerous spot given away by TSS here. As Smichenko came up, and he's going to be lucky man to not get a yellow card there.
He's unlucky. He pressed the ball very well. You don't allow shots on the top of your box. The nearest man gets out, and he done that. It was a miscontrolled touch, and it went away from him. So he obviously misjudged the player's movement. He misjudged the ball, and it looked more clumsy than it was. But it's a real dangerous position there.
Good free kick position, as Carl mentioned, for Josh Walter, who scored USL League 2 goal of the week against the Seattle Sounders. If you'll seen that highlight on the Victoria Highlanders social media page, I should say. Cracking left-footed shot over the top of the Seattle wall, and eerily similar position here with that left foot for Walter, the captain for the Highlanders. Four-man Rovers wall. Here's the ball in it from Walter, and he'll take it. Stopped by Trastley, and a big rebound in front. Guilherme comes and bowls him over, and referee will just concede to Trastellini with the Swangardian support behind him. A little bit of gamesmanship there from Connor Guilherme. He came over and
there was no touch. You see it. You laugh and chuckle. The big defender wants to try and delay the goalkeeper, and it's part and parcel of the game. But the keeper's being too smart. He's making a point with the fans behind him.
Now goes the coach, Carl. How much does that fire you up when a player goes down under very minimal touch?
Yeah, it's not great. It's not easy. It's part of the game. We all talk about it all the time, trying to get it out of the game, and but you go down to South America, and it's ingrained in them. They do anything they can to win, because that's what football's about. Being in sport is about trying to win the game. Yeah, you play for fun, of course you do, but when you play professionally and seriously, you play to win. So you do whatever you can to win and gain advantages all over the field. And there's not many players that will 100% be correct in every action they make on a football field. Well, I've not met one yet anyway.
Here comes Riley Pang, brings it out from his own half. Rovers happy to be attacking here. 23 minutes gone as Devin Malamura fakes a little deke, playing it into Police. He tried the banger from the bicycle kick, but that one did not go as it just went past his foot there. Good opportunity, though, for TSS as they're making their way closer and closer to the Victoria net. No shots on target so far. Polisi looking through for Sanga. Good cover there by Iliad Shoji, just shielding it for a corner, or for a goal kick rather, for Trevor Schneider.
I think Polisi tried to bring the ball down. I don't think he tried to do an acrobatic Gareth Bale-esque bicycle kick there. But they were just short of numbers in the box. The ball's out wide, and it's a great cross coming in. It's important they get numbers in the box, because two defenders against one attacker, probably 9 times out of 10 are going to have the advantage.
I believe you were referring to the Champions League final last year, Carl, with Gareth Bale. And glad Liverpool was able to pull out the victory this year.
Well, it didn't do Gareth Bale any good this year, did it?
No.
That's football.
Ellie Guindo will hold us one of the path of Riley Pang. Rovers have done that quite a few times. As now Haynes again. Pressured by Fletcher. He'll go back to Ellie Guindo. Looking to find Baldissimo. Ball was just a bit too light, but Baldissimo could not control. Now Iliad Shoji finds Shun Takano. Bowled over there by Baldissimo. Play will stop as the referee blows it dead. And Takano again went down a little bit of a pressure there, as you see in the replay. Baldissimo the first time, and then the ball rolled to the feet of Takano, trying to get by Baldissimo. Just got up.
I think that gives you an example there of the way this game is at the moment. Each team waiting for each other to play a square ball, a central ball, and make a mistake. And they seize that opportunity, and then they go for the throat because they push numbers on.
Connor McMillan, the Rovers returnee from 2017, took a year off last year and played professionally in Sweden, the 4th division. Back with the Rovers, trying to make a statement, and he has so far this year. Played very well. Malamura off the head of Ruby as those two came together, and Malamura claims it well. It's a throw-in for the Rovers as they'll try to bring it outside of their own half. Done that minimal in this first half, Carl.
Yeah, good defending by Malamura. We know he likes to attack. He likes to play in the attacking third, but part of your job, if you're going to play as a wing-back, is do your defensive duties. And he's followed Jake Ruby up and down that line so far in the first 26 minutes.
Well comes to Danilo Smichenko, finding Gurman Sanga. Started at right mid against Calgary in the last game for the Rovers, actually May 26th. So a couple weeks off for TSS. Comes at not a bad time as well. You want to be playing games this time of the year, but it's also good to get injured guys resting. Recovering as well as Davidson. Beautiful turn, trying to spread it through for Victory Shambusha. We did. Chance to break for the UBC Thunderbirds forward and current Victoria Highlander. Steps into his left foot. Now back to Davidson. He'll try one. That one's going to roll wide of Traslini's goal, but another good movement here by the Highlanders. You see the moving balls, quick 1-2s, and finding good position for Davidson, who might have been able to take a touch as well before striking that one on goal.
Well, I think he made the wrong decision. I think Sambushi played a square ball and carried on his run. If he would have just dinked it over the back four, I think the boy was in, and there was an opportunity on goal. But it's easy said when you're up here watching it. When you're on the field and you've got to make those split-second decisions, you've got to do what you think is best. And I think he did what he thought was best, but I think it was the wrong decision.
Here's Danilo Smitchenko. The clouds start to come over here a little bit brighter here at Swangard now as Guindo finds Jordan Haynes. Haynes, majority of the ball for the Rovers so far. This time looking over the top for McMillan, who will hustle that one. Trevor Schneider just guiding it back to behind his own touchline, and he will get a goal kick.
I think the attackers, when Jordan Haynes or Baldismo pick up the ball and they're in space, they've got to understand that if they're facing forward and they've got time on the ball, they don't need to come towards the ball. They can go make their runs in behind, because movement in behind is what defenders hate, especially when midfield players have time on the ball.
Gerben Sanga tries to keep that ball, and he did, but that finds the foot of Shoji. Now Shuntacano, shorter player, very good in the ball, similar to David Malamura with how tricky they are. Shoji steps in. Good tackle by Sanga. Ball somehow keeps in front of the touchline. Now will go out for a throw-in for Shoji, but it comes the other way for the Rovers.
Small players, low center of gravity, able to move their feet very quickly. Big defenders, or the majority of defenders, are quite big and strong. It's important they don't get flat-footed, because when you're playing against slighter players, they're able to make you lose your balance just by their body shape and body movement, as you saw.
Here's Trasolini. Rovers did something they haven't done in their first 2 years before this USL2 season, keep a clean sheet. And they've done it 3 times already this season, including back-to-back to start the year. So defensive prowess, a important part of this TSS team this season.
I think if you speak to any coach, they'll tell you that what's important is the fundamentals of defending correctly. It's you can build from the back, but your main object is to stop the bleeding, stop conceding goals. If you score goals, it's a bonus at the start to give your players confidence. You can go out and score 2 or 3 goals, but you can go and concede 5 or 6. Well, that defeats the whole object of everything. So
Polisi looking for the flick on for Connor McMillan as well. Helps that the Rovers have 3 of the returning defenders from last year's squad, and have the consistency as well aids in the improved defensive performances.
Communication, defending is all about communication, covering each other, and not being selfish, because if you suddenly become selfish as a defender and you make the decision based upon you, he's through.
Smitchenko to McMillan into the 18 of the Highlanders, cuts it back to Matteo Polisi, cleared at the last moment by Ruby, who's been putting himself in excellent defensive position so far for Victoria, and he snuffs that one just ahead of the foot of Rovers' leading goal scorer Matteo Polisi.
Half a chance for Polisi, just arriving late.
Shambu showing a battle here with Haynes. He'll stop that one up ahead of halfway, hits Malamura. That one again knocked off of Walter in the middle of the pitch, and Shambusho slips as he plays that one back into play, but it comes to Sanga. Flicks it on for McMillan, clear by Connor Guillermo, the big center back.
Excellent touch, Baldismo. Excellent calm head.
Came together with Fletcher, and the ball comes the Highlanders' way, Carl.
Runs into a blind alley, does all the hard work, and the simple thing then is just get the ball and play it to a spare teammate. Got excited, wanted to do it all himself, and run into danger. Obviously turned the ball over. So,
you're tuning in on this Friday night. Thank you for joining us. I know there's another important sports game going on in Canada right now, but glad you could spend your time with myself, Gideon Hill, and Carl Robinson. Very pleased to have his input in this one tonight, and been a good one so far, a battle, if you will, between these two teams. No goals as of yet. A couple of opportunities for both sides gone begging. You feel like there's one coming shortly?
Both defensively sound, both very, very organised, understand their roles and responsibilities. A little bit wrong decisions have been made in the attacking third. The cross has just been behind the forward, or there's a mistouch, misplaced pass in the final third. If that tidies up, then there's going to be chances in this game.
Haynes does well to win the ball. Sanga drifts in an offside position before he got the ball. Got a little bit too anxious, did Sanga, or Gurmanjaj rather.
Got excited. That's what he did. He saw the midfield player Polisi getting the ball and thought, I'm going to go through on goal, not realising the defender had stepped up and been very clever.
Polisi has mentioned 4 goals on the year for the TSS FC Rovers as well. No assists yet, but he led the team in assists the previous 2 years. So a guy who can score as well as help the team set up goals. Taking a glance at the USL2 Northwest Division standings. In a moment here as Jake Ruby gets the ball, trying to play it back up front. And good call by Riley Pang to leave it for Trastlane. It's the communication, as Carl mentioned, that you want from your defenders and your goalkeeper. As Trastlane quickly playing it to McMillan here. Shoje wasn't in a great position, but now he recovers quickly as that one goes off of McMillan for a Victoria throw on the far side. Calgary once again in first, as they were last year. Rovers in third, 5 wins, 5 games played, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie for 7 points. But they are above the goal differential ratio of 500, so they're 10 goals for, 5 against, so +5. And as well, the Highlanders in fourth, 4 games played, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, 7 points as well. Even goal scoring with 5 goals for and 5 against.
Trastlane caught the ball there and didn't think of nothing else. Excellent technique on his goal kick. Created a 3v3 opportunity, and yes, they didn't manage to keep the ball in, but the best moments of the game have come from those transition moments.
Sean Young goes back to Connor Gallerm. Fletcher back to Gallerm. Goes down quickly by Matteo Polisi. Shuntakana with a cute little turn going back over the top. It's a good idea towards Jake Ruby. Can he get there? He does. Gets a header in front of David Malamur, who got ball side, but Ruby carries on his run back across goal. A good interception by Riley Pang to make sure that one was not connected at the back post. But good job there getting quickly back by the Rovers was Riley Pang.
It was an excellent bit of football. It was a small build-up in the defensive third and a big long diagonal to Jake Ruby. You know, we know he likes to get forward. He's excellent at attacking and just underhit the pass.
Throw in here for Jake Ruby. Looking towards Ellie Guindo. Good touch in there by Baldissimo. Back for David Malamura. And this ball will roll out of play. Throwing it for Banton. Rips it right off the scorer's table. So said I'm not going to wait for anybody. Davidson in a battle here with Guindo. It's been a good battle for the first 34 minutes between those two.
Guindo should not lose any physical battle in this game. You know, he's a big body. He's a strong character. He likes to talk and organise. There's no way that he should lose a battle. And if he does, it will be due to a lack of concentration.
Don't think there's any doubt in your mind, Carl, that Guindo used to be a striker. Scored pretty well.
I did hear, yeah. He would be a handful up there as well, no doubt.
Might be a tactic the Rovers will use sometime this season. Be fun to watch Ellie Guindo play striker as well. Can attack those corners from the back. A couple of goals, as I mentioned already. Got a good boot on him as well, playing the ball at the field. As here's Josh Banton. Finds Shambusho, dropping deep once again to collect this ball. Now Fletcher. Josh Walter finds Fletcher. And then Walter, a little give and go, and it finds Josh Banton once again inside the Victoria half.
That long straight ball again in behind the defense.
Ruby gets past Pang this time. Ruby shoots. That one's going to go wide. Ruby always going away from goal as that ball was taken very quickly. Ruby a little bit more room to roam, but decided to take the shot, and it goes wide of Trastlane's goal. 3 or 4 times Jake Ruby's got in down this right side, and his final decisions probably haven't been what he would have liked, but the energy, the enthusiasm for him willing to get in has been very good for him, and it's been a threat. He's going to be a tired boy at 45-minute mark of this game.
You can have a 10-minute rest and go again.
It's the beauty about soccer, quicker intermissions as well. As here's Danilo Smitchenko to German Sang on that far side. Hasn't been a whole lot dangerous for the Rovers as normal, but playing in a right back role this evening compared to right mid role where he has played before. Couple of goals. Go ahead.
Right wing back role. You know, tactically it's a little bit different because, you know, if you're a winger, you know that you can stay higher up. You've got support and recovery behind you. If you're a fullback, you know that you're the last line of defence. Playing as a wing back, sometimes players get caught in between. I'm sure the information from the coach will be exactly what he wants, but you've got to demand the ball as well.
Good coverage there once again by Jake Ruby on David Malamur rather. Here's German Josh, touch back to Matteo Polisi. Rolls it back into the path of Malamur. At least he was trying to. Now he'll get it back on the right foot. Thought about a cross into the area. Now Riley Pang moves down this near touch line. Good battle there with Victory Shambusho. Shambusho will now once again try and clear. Highlanders so calm and the ball, except for that time with Baldissimo. Good tackle by Shambusho. Now Walter. Takano finding Young. Takano again looking through. It's a good ball to Shoji, but a good interception by Baldissimo, or Sangha at the right time.
Excellent recovery run. Saw his team was in danger. The defender had stepped. Didn't think of anything else but to cover his teammate. And that's what defending's about. Defending's an art. You know, you've got to look after yourself, but also cover your teammate. And an excellent job there.
That was Iliad Shoji making the run in behind there. Already goal this year with the Highlanders. 4 games played, 360 minutes. Him and Josh Banton tied for leading minute getters on this Highlanders team. This is the 5th game of the year for the Highlanders, as mentioned. 6th for the Rovers. Ziligindo will play the ball quickly to Haynes, who now slows it down. And Haynes just trying to find an option here. Not much going for the Rovers.
He wants to speed the tempo of the game up. You know, it's gone into a little bit of a lull, and when it goes into a lull, players get lazy and they make the wrong decisions. So it's important that they try and keep the tempo up, especially when they have the ball, and that's what Jordan was trying to do there.
Davidson offside position, didn't get the ball anyways, as Polisi finds Sangha. Here come the Rovers. Sangha closed down by Iliad Shoji. Sangha trying to go to the instep and the step over to the area, but he slipped and the ball was turned over. Here's Young. Shoji, nice move there, tripped up by McMillan. Free kick for Victoria, 38 minutes gone. In Hill, Carl Robinson on the call for this one. One if you could play it, first installment.
Polisi picked up a wonderful position there in behind the 2 central midfield players and got the ball on the half turn and played it out to Sang. And yes, he was pretty positive in his first action, but made the wrong decision in his second action. You know, sometimes you don't need to do the single step over or the double step over. If you're that quick and you face a defender up, just knock it by him and go, and then you require your centre forward to get in the box.
Josh Banton finding Trevor Schneider. Schneider trying to go to the far side towards Shoji. Beautiful touch looking for Shuntakano, but the Rovers recollect. Smichenko. Gurman Sangha looking through for Connor McMillan. Goes down by Sam Fletcher. McMillan onto his right foot. Rolling it to Smichenko. Pang making a run on this near side. Good ball from Smichenko. Bit too heavy, but Pang now brings it back. Going towards back post for McMillan. Got up there, and he and Guilherme come together in a free kick upcoming here for the Highlanders as McMillan tried to draw the foul. And Guilherme did a good job of winning it for the Highlanders.
I like to see that Simchenko stepping in and Peng, you know, 20 yards outside the opposition box, one square ball to the other, and then Peng crossing the ball in, you know, to probably the smallest man on the field.
Trevor Schneider will basically take a goal kick, even though it is a free kick in front of his own 6-yard box, rather. As he pushes his teammates upfield and delivers this one. First game action in the year for Schneider, one of the 3rd goalkeepers signed smartly by Victoria. As mentioned, Ty Vanola moving up to Pacific, as this one looked over the top for Ruby. And again, good coverage by Melamur. Awkwardly put his own goalkeeper in not a comfortable position, but the Rovers try and bring it the other way, and a bad touch by Polisi, recovered by Victoria. Here's Walter, finds Young, looking through for Shuntakano. Good tackle by Smichenko. Here's McMillan. Back to Gurman Sangha. Goes down by Shoji onto his left foot. Carrying on to the center circle, but Baldissimo will just roll it back to Smichenko. Onto his right foot. 3 players from the Highlanders roster moved up to professional with the CPL. Peter Shalad, Vanola as well. Still on the roster, Ty Vanola, but we'll see what happens with the injury situation at PFC.
I think it's great to see when they get the opportunity to step up, to test themselves against the next level. It shows there's different avenues that you can go on and make a living in the game, or to become a professional.
So while Callum Montgomery, the other one. Pause for that moment. Here comes Victory Shambusho, but good positioning again by Riley Pang. Shambusho gets a foot in there, though wins the challenge and gets by to the byline, cuts it back to his left foot, gets tied up in his feet, but he'll recover. Pang tries to get a foot in, and Pang knocks that one out between the 2 UBC teammates. And Callum Montgomery drafted 3rd overall in the MLS draft this year from Victoria, and as well as North Carolina College, and had the chance to speak to him after the Whitecaps game against the FC Dallas a couple weeks ago. And a nice young gentleman, very happy to be where he is. Has not seen action yet, but to hear the mindset of a young player who has not played in his professional team yet, just be so positive, and says he's working hard, and that appearance will come soon.
you can still learn when you don't play. That's key to any young player for the development, because you know, at some stage you're going to go through a period in your career where you're not playing as regular or as much as you'd like, but it's important you learn in those moments.
Going for Pang. Jash tried the flick on for Malamura. Now Young towards Josh Walter. Baldissimo finding Luciano Trasolini. Trasolini looking towards halfway. Shoji, good touch there on the left foot. Working down that far side. Gets past Senga. Working there again. Smichenko comes in and wins the ball.
Excellent tackle. Good timing.
Baldissimo, beautiful turn. Tries to spread it here to David Malamura. Get on his horse there. Ruby with some good coverage again. Jake Ruby's been very good for this Victoria team. Snuffing out numerous Rovers chances. Here's Matteo Polisi now moving infield. Again, Rovers trying to switch, and it's a good one from Matteo Polisi to Gurman Senga. Moving forward once again from that right wing back position and moving on by Shoji onto his right foot. Senga carries on, whips it across the area dangerously and just out the near side as Malamura will keep it in from a goal kick. Malamura on his left foot, cuts it back to his right. Now Haynes will deliver. That one's quickly off the head of Banton. Ruby will not be able to keep this one in here. A great idea from Senga back post and nobody there to put home for the Rovers.
Excellent wing play. You know, faced his defender up. Didn't think of nothing else. One single step over, knocked it by to the touchline and got a wonderful crossing.
Haynes headed forward to David Malamura. Trying to move on by Shambusho. Finds a feet of Gash and back to Malamura in the 18. And that one blocked well by Galerm. Still up there. Schneider will grab it. Who spills it. It's a corner for the Rovers. Here is Malamura and a lot of pain for TSS. Rough tackle by, I think, Sean Young in the 18. And he is down, but a good position for the Rovers in a corner coming up here.
A strong tackle. You know, when you're asking your defenders to defend the box, you want them to put their bodies on the line. That's certainly what he did. Malamura, excellent play. Passed the ball in, followed. You know, good centre forward play. Got the second touch, and his third touch just got away from him a little bit, which allowed the defender to come in, put the hard challenge in. I'm sure he's feeling the effects of it at the moment.
Rovers trainer out to come check on David Malamura. Malamura is unable to continue to be a big blow to the Rovers' offensive side of the ball as Malamura 3 assists this season, leads the team. Connor Glennon, an option off the bench, who scored this year. Been very dangerous as well. And a corner upcoming here for TSS when Malamura is up, but again being tended to here. And been alive the last couple minutes here, Carl, for TSS, making their runs forward and just unable to connect on that last cross in from Gurman Senga, though.
Yeah, I think they've got their second wind. I think they've tried to see if they can get a goal before half-time. You know, it's most important time in football, 5 minutes before half-time and 5 minutes after half-time. And you know, I think the Rovers have tried to play on the front foot. They've tried to be positive in every action that they've made, and without losing concentration at the back. And you know, the corner that's coming to them now gives them an opportunity with some big bodies in there. Malamura doesn't look too great.
He is up, walking under his own power, but with a heavy limp. So they'll just try and bring him to the near touchline here wherever he can. And Rovers warming up. Connor Glennon just tying his cleats up now, but they'll have to play this corner with 10 men here.
The new rules of asking players to walk off to the nearest touchline of substitutes, and then you get an injured boy who can't walk off, and you're going to ask him to walk off at the furthest possible point.
Jordan Haynes over to take the corner kick. Malamura walking off here. Would be incredibly surprised if he's okay to continue.
I think the half-time will come at a good time with him. I don't think they'll make any rash decisions.
Haynes, ball didn't go even past the first man. Cleared away by Ruby, who's been the best defensive player for the Highlanders. Back over the top from Matteo Polisi, and Gurman Jaj was furthest forward trying to press the keeper, Trevor Schneider, but Rovers will just bring it the other way, or rather the Highlanders will. Here is Banton.
They're down to 10 men now. It's important the concentration levels go. They organise the shape on the field. The coach can do so much when everything's set. When it's not set, players have to make decisions for themselves, and they're just getting a little bit caught here.
Walter, great ball to the far side for Shuntakano. Left foot of ball into the air forwards. Victory, Shambusho. That one's going to go just over his head, and Shambusho, not the tallest of strikers there, tried to acrobatically get up there, but that'll do it for the first half here at Swangard Stadium. Rovers and Highlanders in a stalemate. 0-0 so far after 45 minutes. Getting to know Carl Robinson will be back for the second half here from Swangard. It is a good one. Welcome back to Swangard Stadium. Getting Hill here with you. Carl Robinson joining me shortly, but the second half of play is about to get underway between the Highlanders and the Rovers. No score in a battle so far between these two. Nothing less to expect as this ball played ahead quickly by the Rovers, controlled by Midfield. Polisi looks back for German Saget. Only back to Danilo Smichenko. Substitution at halftime for the TSS Rovers. Coming into the game, Christian Eli Haitinen, scoring a goal last week. Didn't start the year with the Rovers, but signed a couple days after to a contract, and he is with the team now, wearing the number 25 kit. The Rover of 2017 as well, 2 goals in that campaign. Eli Haitinen quickly finds McMillan, working behind, trying to get past Elliot Shoji off the foot of a Rover. Shoji will just shield this one for a goal kick, just in front of AFTN photographer Tom Wazik. This stream presented by AFTN Canada as well. Rovers free night. A lot of pretty good crowd on hand. Very good crowd, I should say, for this one this evening. As you get 2 free tickets as well as $5 to the charity of your choice. A great deal put on by Chimp Charity Foundation as well, as joined by the Rovers. There's a throw-in coming up here for German Sanga. Lively in the first half. Didn't get forward as much as he would have liked. Wasn't able to make much of his going forward for that matter. So here's Jordan Haynes. Battling with Shuntakano. Now Ilya Shoji. Throws it in off the head there of Dan Davidson, the former Rover, now controlled by Mark Baldissimo inside his own half. Eli Gindo. Danilo Smichenko. Polisi. 3 goals in the year for TSS, leading goal scorer. Now Gendo switches the play, far side to Riley Panga. Hasn't looked at a place in the left back, controlled Victor Shambusho to not much of anything that first half as Haynes quickly finds Sanga this near touchline. Played a dangerous ball late on the half that almost led to a goal. Sanga will play another one here, back post. David Malamura back out there for the Rovers after going down late on that first half. Young skips on by Baldissimo, trying to switch the play here. German Sanga will skip to it. Finds Luciano Trasolini. Plays it high up in the air. Miss kick there by Trasolini. That one will be a throw in here for the Highlanders on the near side. Shuntakano over to take it for Victoria. As Iliad Shoji left back, 1 goal of the year. Good combination in that one with Victory Shambusho to give the Highlanders a lead back against Seattle. This is the game where I mentioned Josh Walters scored a cracker off a free kick. This one rolled all the way back to the path of Connor Galern. Lakeside boys in full voice here for the second half as well, as the Swan Guardians out in numbers for this one. Here's Young. Finds Shuntakano. Dangerous in that first half now for Josh Walter, looking over the top for Iliad Shoji. He'll chase this one here, trying to get past German Sanga. He did, gets the inside. Sanga shoving him to the outside, and a good grab by Luciano Trasolini quickly. Plays it ahead here for the Rovers. Baldissimo for Eli Haitinen. Good touch, left-footed ball quickly to Riley Pang as the Rovers try to pick up the pace here. Pang in a good position to play it into the box. He did towards Eli Haitinen. Falls to McMillan. Good touch and then late by Connor Gallerm. German Sanga finds Connor McMillan. Now Haynes. McMillan. German Sanga. It's by a couple of Highlanders here. A beautiful move from Sanga. It's a throw-in, though, for him. He had something going on this near touchline. Haynes. Off his right foot, looking back to Sanga. Now he'll go all the way back to Mark Baldissimo. Switches the play for Eli Gindo. Malamura. Haynes. Right for the ball here to Sanga. Rovers keeping a lot of possession early on the first 4 minutes of this second half. Sanga moving on by Walter. At least he tried to. Good foot in by Walter, and he'll try and spin past him. McMillan, it keeps down in front of the touchline. Left-footed. Spins past another Highlander. Plays it ahead beautifully here to German Sanga. What a play by McMillan. Sanga, good position to cross. He does hit the back of Shoji. It's a corner upcoming here for the Rovers. Their first of this half. As coming over to take will be David Malamura. Good to see he's okay. Leading assist getter for the Rovers. Three on the year. Goalless as of yet for Malamura. He's played in all games for the Rovers. 355 of them. 355 minutes rather. As that one played back. Stick towards Smichenko. Pops up. Mateo Polisi will control, trying to put it back in front of goal. Good step in, though, by the Highlanders, number 17, Sam Fletcher. Polisi goes down again by Young, who gets the ball. Rolls into the path there. The Highlander taken down. That's Dan Davidson, who dropped very deep to pick up that ball. Free kick upcoming here for the Highlanders, just outside their own 18-yard box. 50th minute here from Swangard Stadium. Still no goals, no real clear-cut chances for either side. But it's been a good one, a good battle so far here at Swangard. Here's Trevor Schneider. Clears it ahead, looking for Jake Ruby again in a dangerous position, but finds Victory Shambusha. Nice move, looking through here for Shoji. Good step in by McMillan, though, finding Gurman Sanga. He'll look over the top to Jordan Haynes. Settles the ball down, slips, but gets past Shunt to Cano. Now Connor McMillan. Gurman Sanga all the way back to Danilo Smichenko. Switching the plate for Eli Guindo. Once again, finding Riley Pang. Valdissimo rolls into the path of Jordan Haynes. Looking near side for Gurman. Sanga gets a touch in front of the byline here. Works down the right wing. Sanga cuts it into the right foot. Cleared away. Barely at the last one by Connor Guillermo, who finds those good positions defensively, and a thumping clearance that time. Throwing upcoming for the Rovers. Here's Jordan Haynes. Polisi could not find Gurman Sanga. Here come the Highlanders the other way. Rovers have this weekend off. They don't play till next Friday against Lane United, then the Sunday against the Seattle Sounders. As Eli Guindo switches the plate. Valdissimo. Finds Haynes. Now back to Mark Valdissimo. Riley Pang, and that one just rolled off his foot there for TSS, and a throw in for the Highlanders on the far side. Jake Ruby over to take as the clouds now overtaking the sun. Getting darker here at Swangard. The lights are on. And a throw in upcoming here for TSS on the far side. Eli Guindo over to take. Finds Luciano Trasolini. Smichenko. Switching it to Eli Guindo. Valdissimo now. Mateo Polisi. Back to Valdissimo. Left foot a ball towards Malamur. That one went off his foot. Controlled there and brought forward by the Highlanders. Here's Shunt to Cano. Getting by Gurman Sanga. Cuts it back on his left foot. Top of the area. Takano has a drive, and that one goes over the goal for the Highlanders. First real chance for them in this half, as the Rovers keeping possession well to start this second half. 53 minutes gone here at Swangard. Eli Guindo finding Mark Valdissimo. Once again, look to this near side for McMillan. Has a touch, closed down quickly by Shoji, but a run ahead of him by Mateo Polisi. He'll find him, well, McMillan. McMillan continues his run. Polisi goes by Walter, cuts it back towards Eli Heitinen, just out of his reach. One change to the Rovers at the half. Eli Heitinen in for Gurman Josh. Here's Mateo Polisi. Whips that one in, back post. Chance and a header for Eli Heitinen off the bar. And comes back for McMillan. Pokes it just wide. Christian Eli Heitinen with his height gets up there, nods the ball off the bar. And McMillan just poked wide. Rovers' best chance of the game by far.
Should score. He should score. It's a wonderful ball by Polisi. Back post. Centre forward's done everything right. Hit the underside of the bar, and ball gets blazed over. Huge, huge chance. Big opportunity to start the second half.
Guillermo finds Trevor Schneider. David Malamura back out there for the half for the Rovers, looking to make an impact. Good to see he's okay. Finding Valdissimo does Malamura. Now Eli Heitinen back to Valdissimo. Polisi tries to flick on through to Eli Heitinen. Clear by Banton as a corner upcoming here for the Rovers. A lot better start here to the second half than the first.
Initially comes from Valdissimo winning the ball, passing the ball forward. First action is play forward. Follow his ball. 1-2. Polisi using his creativity to try and create a chance on the edge of the box.
Corner taken on the far side by Mark Valdissimo. Eli Heitinen in this middle of the area as well as Guindo. Here's the delivery from Mark Baldissimo. Near post again. Falls down off the right leg of Dan Davidson, the striker, covering and out for another corner.
You can sense an opportunity's coming. A great ball coming in near post. Someone needs to make that run across the front post.
Baldissimo right for the delivery and near post cleared again by Ruby. Falls down for Matteo Polisi with a touch, just a bit too heavy. And it comes to Shambusho. They'll try and spark a Highlanders counterattack. Takano won't get there ahead of German Senga, though, with some pressure by the Highlanders, though, forcing the Rovers to play their hand here.
It's high press by the Highlanders.
Haynes finding Riley Pang. And back to Luciano Trasolini.
Diagonal ball again.
Senga trying to play it forward here. Rovers about to make a couple of changes. Shoji finds Sean Young. Good step in by Josh Walter. Shoji moving on by Malamira. Shoji now finding Sean Young. Pressed quickly here by Matteo Polisi. The Rovers get it back, and Polisi couldn't find Malamira with the ball over the top. Eli Guindo. Back to Trasolini. He'll play it towards halfway once again.
Good defending by Guindo. Didn't get caught in a foot race.
Banton looking over the top a couple of times. The Highlanders have done that to start the second half, but once again, Riley Pang, as the ball was directed at him, with a good defensive play there. Seems a couple of times the Highlanders rather have kind of gone at Riley Pang, but he's been equal to the task.
He hasn't shirked it anyway. He's up for the battle.
Mark Baldissimo. It's past Victory Shambusho. Here's Baldissimo looking over the top for McMillan. The flag stays down. Still, now it's up as McMillan got the touch in there, and it could have been a 2-on-1 for the Rovers if they're able to stay onside.
Just started his run too early. Saw that it was on. Player had got his head up, was about to play the ball, but just went 2 yards too early.
Rovers making a sub. Chris Guerrero coming in for right back German Senga. David Malamura coming out for Connor Glennon. Another prowess in this near touchline for the Rovers, as Guerrero, normally a left back playing in the right back position, utility man if you will, can play midfield as well. As Trevor Schneider just waiting to play this one here. Good shift from Senga. Looks like he did pull a hamstring there, but hopefully he'll be able to cave for the Rovers with a week off.
I thought he was excellent. I thought he showed his mobility up and down, showed great recovery, and not afraid to join in the attack either.
Eli Heitinen thought about going for that ball, rolls out for a Highlanders throw, and here's Eliad Shoje. Shoje back to Connor Guillerme. Trevor Schneider. Now Connor Guillerme. Schneider now. 57 minutes gone from Swangard. Schneider has to play it away. Pang gets in there with the foot, but it's a foul deemed by the referee.
Cheap free kick.
Syed Mohammed Massini gives that one to the Highlanders' way. Been a tough go for either side here. Rovers better play to start the second half, but the Highlanders have been astute defensively as they come the other way. Here's Shambusho. Beautiful layoff as well from Ruby, as Shambusho carries his one to the byline. Guindo comes in. That one's out of play. Should be a goal kick for the Rovers, and it is. Highlanders look like they might be making a sub shortly. Ken Shoando, who started the last game for the Highlanders, one of their 3 changes, warming up feverishly in the near touchline. Eli Heitinen turns by Young. Smart ball to Jordan Haynes. He'll try to play it ahead now. He'll hold it back for Matteo Polisi. Carries on his run. Eli Heitinen better from the Rovers. Baldissimo, beautiful ball to McMillan. Flick on towards Eli Heitinen. Back to McMillan. Baldissimo trying to switch the play for Guerrero, who slipped. Now back for Eliad Shoji. Walter. Good step in from Jordan Haynes as he slipped at half, but he'll recover to Eli Guindo. Jordan Haynes. Left-footed ball just a bit too heavy on that one for Chris Guerrero, who's making a good run to the near touchline.
I think that's his first bad pass or misplaced pass he's given. I think he's been excellent for 60 minutes. And I think that little combination play, Baldissimo, Polisi, Haynes, just in that lead up to that attack there was everything that Rovers is about, trying to play through the thirds, trying to play through midfield, and not making a rash decision by forcing the ball.
Sam Fletcher coming out for Kensho Ando for games played this season, 155 minutes, but yet to register a point on the board for Victoria, goal or an assist, as he gets his ball back quickly to Shuntakano. Good touch there by Guerrero at the last moment. It comes a throw in it for the Highlanders. High foot by Shoje, so the referee blows that one down. Mr. Moseni. Rovers played quickly, but too quickly in the eyes of the referee. He wanted it closer to the Victoria bench.
I think you see what they're trying to do. As soon as the ball's dead, they're trying to up the tempo. They feel they've got a grip on the game at the moment, and they feel that if they're able to speed up the play, they can get chances on goal.
Eli Heitinen in a battle there with Shambusho, and Eli Heitinen wins it. Here's Riley Pang. Gindo. Ball lacking as the Highlanders intercepted it, but they give it away right after the fact. Polisi spinning in midfield, finding Gindo. Now Baldissimo switches the play to McMillan. Not much pressure here right away from Ruby. Now McMillan, great ball through to Eli Heitinen here. What can he do? Riley Pang back for Baldissimo, poking it ahead to McMillan. Rovers threatening here once again inside the Victoria half, inching closer to the 18-yard box, but it's a matter of getting it into the back of the net. Can't score from halfway here. Guerrero now back to Smichenko.
Good patient build-up, not forcing anything, allowing for that opportunity to play into with forward players.
Jake Ruby's had an excellent outing so far for Victoria. 61 minutes for him in this one and the Highlanders. Ruby's been excellent up and down that right flank. He's running kilometers, I'm sure. Switched by Mateo Polisi to Chris Guerrero. Closed down by Shoje. Right for the ball from Guerrero. Hits the head of Shoje. And a throw-in up coming here for Guerrero. Quickly takes it to Mateo Polisi. Rolls it through for Connor Glennon. Onside, Glennon continues his run. Cuts it back across goal and bent it with a quick little move there. And at the last moment cleared it as a great ball and a good movement from the substitute, Connor Glennon, Carl.
All come from a quick throw-in. I said that they were trying to speed the tempo of play up and trying to catch the Highlanders unaware, switching off. That's what teams do. The ball goes dead and everyone thinks it's rest time. It's not. Ball got quickly played in. Polisi thinking quicker than everyone else creates the opportunity.
Well, these quickly take it into the 6 and cleared away as again Eli Heitinen threatening with that height. This time when his feet couldn't get the connection as Gindo will win that header forward to Eli Heitinen. Nice touch back to Smichenko. Quickly to wide to Mateo Polisi, top of the air, shoves his man off the ball. And the Highlanders going to bring it the other way. Here's Sean Young. Kensho Ando turns the ball over in a bad position. Here come the Rovers. Pang to Glennon. Good little turn coming off a great season for SFU's. Connor Glennon is quickly found a Connor McMillan, the other Connor on the pitch. McMillan bursts his speed into the area, carrying on McMillan to the right foot, to the left. Still going and cleared away by Shuntakano. His first real foray into his own area, Shuntakano in the match. And with an astute defensive play, corner up coming in for the Rovers.
The game started to slowly open up. Rovers putting on a little bit of pressure, nearly got caught on the counter in that transition moment, allowing the Highlanders to do that, and then that forced the turnover then and the recovery run, and Rovers get this space, so they get the chances, so there's a feeling there's a goal coming.
Baldissimo back stick towards Gindo, just past him as he tried to do it against his former team and just missed the header, looking for his third of the year. Haynes finding Baldissimo in a good position, now rolls it to the path of McMillan, to Glennon. Players shouting in the area for the Rovers. There's 5 of them just sitting, waiting for the ball. Now the delivery from Baldissimo. Flicked on by Gindo. Back post cleared. The last one by Ruby. Glennon with a chance on goal and grabbed by Schneider. Better though from TSS.
Lots of bodies in the box. It just wouldn't fall. Good defending by the Highlanders. Rovers need to keep this tempo of the game up. The last 10 minutes they've been excellent, hunting, pressing, gaining opportunities, advantages in certain areas.
Here's Iliad Shoji, tries to roll it down the path to Kensho Ando, the sub, but good play by Smichenko coming in to grab that one and put it out of play. Throwing for Shoji, sub for the Highlanders. Mackenzie Cole, the UBC Thunderbird, his 4th year at Victoria, been a mainstay in that program as he'll replace Dan Davidson, the former Rover. Davidson a quiet 64 minutes here, the striker.
I think he's a smart sub by the coach. I think he's just tried to break the flow of the game up. I think Rovers have been on top for the last 10-15 minutes, and making a change of personnel suddenly changes the dynamic of the game.
Some play through to Shambusho, hit the hand of Smichenko, and it's a penalty for the Highlanders. Smichenko, a little lapse in concentration, stuck his arm out, and just as the Rovers had the better possession to play the last few minutes, it's going to be a penalty for the Highlanders and a chance for them to take the lead here with 65 minutes gone from Swangard.
I think the substitute created it. The sub coming on obviously makes a difference. Tried to play that threaded ball through and unfortunately hits the hand of a Rovers defender.
So Victory Shambusho over the ball here, looking for a second as a Highlander. Already has one on the year. One assist as well, as he'll stand over it.
He's had a bright game. He's had a bright 65 minutes.
Shambusho to step up and take the lead for the Highlanders. He does. Calm, cool, collected. Victory Shambusho against his former team. And the Highlanders lead 66 minutes gone here from Swangard Stadium.
Very nonchalant penalty. Obviously tried to sit the keeper down, make him make the decision first and put it into the top corner. Very, very calm penalty. A little bit against the run of play. You know, you talk about momentums in games, you talk about being on top in games. You know, the Rovers have been on top. You know, they've had 3 or 4 half chances where balls haven't dropped. One little mistake, a penalty. You know, they're behind, unfortunately behind.
So Rovers now down with 25 minutes to go. They make a sub. Riley Pan comes off, and Paparikopoulos comes in. Nika Paparikopoulos, the toughest name I've ever had to pronounce, so apologies if I do butcher it. Hoping the ball doesn't come his way too much.
I hope you say it the same two or three times.
Banton rolls into the path of Sean Young. Nice little flick on there to Ken Choando. Him and Victory Shambusho have combined well, and as Carl mentioned, a good outing for Victory Shambusho. Didn't get as many offensive opportunities he would have liked, rather, but he was lively, and sometimes it's all you get is a penalty and you have to score it.
Well, as a forward, you're always judged on goals. You know, you can be a really, really good team player and not score any goals, but the people on the outside will wonder what you're in the team to do. You know, you have to score those goals or create them goals.
Here comes Mackenzie Cole. Flips it through. It's a good ball for Ken Choando behind the defense on his right foot. Plays into the area. Drops down for Glennon. Gets ahead of Ilya Choji. And no foul by the referee as the smoke from the Lakeside boys covering the pitch here. Looks like a fire is going on. And this one through for Eli Heighton, looking behind the defense, getting by Josh Benton. Those two come together. Eli Heighton with a smart touch trying to get by him, but he bowls him over. And Eli Heighton was in behind there and just eluded him, so he couldn't get by Benton. And then he fouls him.
I think he's a little bit unlucky there. I think he's got in front of the defender. He's tried to flick it towards goal because his first instinct is trying to get a shot off on goal. And the defender, if he's been clipped, he might have clipped his own feet, but it looks a foul, so the referee has to give it. I think we're seeing what football's about at the moment, because Rovers are on top for the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half, and they go down a goal. And suddenly that 3 or 4 minute period after you concede a goal is the worst time for any team. They nearly give up a second goal or a half chance towards a second goal. So it's important they just stick to their game plan that the managers put and get their half chances and then try and take them.
Glennon flicked it through to McMillan, and Jake Ruby again said his name numerous times throughout the broadcast. He's been excellent for the Highlanders, getting back, and you saw just then. Throw in for TSS, quickly taken once again. Here's Haynes looking for Polisi. Now Baudissimo picks up the loose ball. Beautiful move past Sean Young, carrying it onto the byline. Baudissimo left-footed ball into the area, looking towards Connor Glennon. Couldn't get a touch in there. Picked up by Shuntakano. Finding Ken Choando. Good step in though by Smichenko. Conceded the penalty. That's what you want to see after a mistake. Smichenko didn't have his hands behind his back at the moment of the ball into the area.
It's a horrible rule. You know, where you're supposed to put your arms, you haven't got that split moment to put your hands behind your back. It's an unnatural movement.
Good ball through to McMillan. Good headed clear though by Banton. Obviously no pockets in the shorts either for players to put their hands in, so question is, where do you put him, as Carl mentioned? Such a big debate in that rule as this one played through to Jake Ruby by Shambusho. Whipped in towards Cole. Flicked clear by the Rovers, but only half. And Now they'll collect it.
More gaps appearing on the field. You can see that the game's getting a little bit more stretched as to what it was in the first half. Nice and compact by both teams. Now it's starting to open up.
McMillan moves by Walter. You see more room in the middle of the pitch for the Rovers as they'll take it up here. Glennon finds Matteo Polisi. Back for Glennon. Hit the arm there of Young, at least it looked like it. Now Shuntacano will bring it the other way for the Highlanders. Could not find Shambusho with a lacking ball, and now Smichenko over the top to Glennon with Polisi down. Glennon will try and make it happen here. Glennon with Guerrero to his right, took too long to delay it to him, and Highlanders bring it ahead, but Rovers once again astute to the ball and win it back.
I think Polisi's got a little bit of cramp the way he's holding his bottom of his feet. I think he done great. He got into the right position. It was an excellent 1-2 with the centre forward, and he just tried to play through. You know, in the final third, those are the key moments. You have to find that clinical pass, that clinical shot, and trying to play through players in the final third is the wrong thing.
Get in Hill, Carl Robinson here at Swangard. Almost 71 minutes gone here in the Rovers free night presented by Chimp, and get 2 free tickets and $5 to your charity. A great.
And the sun's still out.
And the sun's still out. That's a great plus, even though the cloud cover is freakishly dark. As that one towards McMillan, clear by Guillermo, and a throw in for TSS. Guerrero to Baldissimo. Smichenko. See what kind of moves the Rovers make here as Matteo Polisi back up. Brother Marcelo not in the squad again for the 3rd straight game for TSS. His big tackle on Shambusho on half, and a chance here to break. Eli Guindo gets there, and a referee blows it dead as Guindo did get the touch in there, but it was a break for the Highlanders.
I think the referee got that right. I think it was a very smart tactical foul. I think the defender would have cleared it up very well. So it's one of those decisions where referees can't actually win, because if he allows play to go on, I'm sure the team that's got the player that's fouled in the middle centre circle will complain like hell. If he blows up early, then obviously the defending team will complain as well. And sometimes that's why you don't want to be a referee.
Sean Young and a free kick opportunity from halfway. Highlanders just 2 subs as of right now. 2 smart ones as well, as they pretty much connected right after the second sub as Kensho Ando came on and delivered that ball into the air. They hit the arm of Smichenko. The Highlanders found their lead 7 minutes ago.
Coach will get all the plaudits for bringing the sub on and creating the goal. Sometimes it's a little bit of luck. We all know that, and you know, you get the majority of subs wrong half the time, because when you put subs on and they don't make a difference to the game, that's actually a wrong sub. And when they do make a difference, it's very few and far between. But you want reactions, and that's certainly, the Highlanders certainly got a reaction by the midfield player coming on and creating that little spark.
Highlanders will be under the cosh here in the last 13 minutes, plus change. Guillermo half cleared. Now it's fully cleared by Josh Walter to Mackenzie Cole, looking through for Shambusho. What's a good one? And now Kensho Ando to Takano. An overlapping run by Shoji has been dangerous all night. And Cole looking for Shambusho. Ali Guindo with good pressure here. To Shambusho doesn't cease his run here. Almost got it away from Guindo, and awkward defending, but he wins it back as the big man.
I said earlier in the first half, he should never win a battle, and those are exactly what the moments I'm talking about. Great defending, great concentration.
Jake Ruby, smart foul on halfway as the Rovers are trying to break in the left flank.
Yellow card, Jake Ruby. He knew what he was doing. He's had a very, very strong game, up and down, but a very smart tactical foul for him, and he goes into the referee's notebook.
Former U17 Canadian international Jake Ruby, as well as a Whitecaps residency player. A bright star to watch for this Highlanders team this season.
And you can see why. You know, he's playing with freedom, he's playing with enjoyment, he's smiling, which is important in young players, that they always do. They play with that smile on their face because they make better decisions.
Not often do you have a player in a wide, heavily disciplinary role out wide get that kind of free roam, as this one breaks for Shambusho off a deflection. He's in behind here. Shambusho closed down by Guindo. What can he do on that right foot? Little step over to his left. Beautiful from Shambusho, and a good block at the last moment by Guindo, and a corner for the Highlanders.
That is an art of defending by Guindo. didn't dive in. The easy thing would be to dive in and allow the forward to cut inside. Didn't, knowing that he wanted him to do that. As tired as he is, and as probably his legs feel very, very heavy, his concentration was top notch, and he made the right decision, and that could be a key to the last 15 minutes in the game, because they're still in the game.
Here's the corner from Takano. Coming short is Kensho Ando. Now they'll play it short again. Referee blew his whistle, now saying play on. Here's Takano. Just in front of the near touchline onto his right foot. Whips it in, back stick. Off the head of Guilherme, falls for Young. Police, he gets a half clear in there. Held in just inside halfway by Josh Banton. Banton moves on by Ili Heitinen onto his left foot. Turns the ball over. Here come the Rovers with a chance to break. Polisi moves by his man, and the referee kept the play going. Polisi not happy though as it finds McMillan on the far side. Rovers play on as it's through to Glennon. Good slide by Schneider. Chance for McMillan from distance. Hit the head of Guilherme, and needed a bit more on it there from McMillan, but either way, a good idea to put it at net.
Saw the keeper out of his net, decided it was worth a first-time attempt. Hit it actually very, very well. Defended very well. Two defenders' first reaction was to get back on the line and clear the ball.
Glennon finding a rover. That's Paparopoulos, and now here's Haynes at the top of the air, and his right foot, his weaker right foot, trying to get to his left. Good ball near side to Guerrero. Mile high in the air. Eli Heitinen attacking, but Schneider in the very visible neon green kit will grab that one with 14 minutes to play at Swangard. Still 1-0 Highlanders on a penalty kick in the 65th minute by Victory Shambusho.
Very surprised that the keeper didn't catch that. It was a simple cross, not a great cross for a centre forward to go and attack. It doesn't give him the strongest position to actually get himself out on top, and the keeper's got his arms, his extended arms, which he can go and take the cross. So disappointing cross after a good period of play.
Guerrero onto his right foot, back to Danilo Smichenko. First battle of the Wandafuka plate, one of two this season. Next one Friday, July 6th at Centennial Stadium at University of Victoria. Rovers looking to win their second straight. Victoria looking to win their second to last 3 years. Polisi finding Glennon. Rovers trying to get something here. A draw would be huge in the standings and as well in the Wandafuka plate standings. So two standings on the line here. Shoji's fouled hard by Guerrero as the Highlanders maybe had something on there. As the Highlanders now make a change. Coming into the game, Jack Hill. First year Highlander, only 3 games played with 65 minutes. Coming out looks to be Iliad Shoji. A good shift for him, the left back.
Goal scorer coming up.
Rather it is Shambusho. Shoji just getting some instructions from Thomas Niendorf, and good shift for Victory Shambusho, and something you want to see from a striker, Carl, popping up at the right moment even if he didn't get the chances before.
I thought he had a very bright game. I thought he was looking positive. What you want from your strikers, you want them to score goals. Clearly that's the first and foremost. You also want them to be a hold-up player at certain moments of the game, but when they get into those moments, you want them to show their ability, that you want them to be creative. If it doesn't come off, what's their reaction like? Are they reacting? Because they're the first line of your pressing game higher up the field, and that's what you want from your centre forward. You can accept mistakes as long as their reaction when they make a mistake is positive, and I thought Shambusho had a very, very strong game for 75 minutes, and obviously got the reward that his hard work deserved by scoring the penalty.
Free kick on the far side for Victoria. Taken quickly, here's Shun Takano back to the left foot, played into the area. Guilherme backing up, tried to header clear by Eli Heiden down to the box for a Kensho Ando with a half volley and a good block by Paparopoulos, but he's down for TSS. And that's what you want to see as a defender, blocking shots, but not when it goes the other way and it injures you.
Great defending. Great defending. You can talk about, all these ball-playing centre-backs. You can talk about how cultured defenders are in that lot. What you can't talk about is defenders willing to put their body on the line, and certainly he did that.
It was a great shot by Kensho Ando. Looked like it was going net bound, but Paparopoulos gets some water and gets a little bit of tending to. And he is on his feet here for TSS.
It was an excellent strike, and it was going goal bound. You know, there's a lot of bodies in there, and it's a goalkeeper's worst nightmare when someone hits the ball very, very well with that much power, and there's so many bodies, because any slight nick or deflection causes problems. But when you've got defenders like that who are willing to put their body on the line and take one for the team, then they're always in your team.
Wise words of Carl Robinson, and Rovers going to need to have probably their strongest last 11 minutes of the season. They have trailed already this season a couple times, as they're looking to get that first win in the last 3 games, lost twice to Calgary, once here at Swangard on May 26th, and then again the Friday after, and drew them 0-0 on the Sunday. But to get a point out of this game would be crucial for them.
But they look like they can. You know, they've been very positive in their play all evening. You know, and yes, the breaks haven't come from, and they haven't got that goal that they probably play deserves, and they've conceded 1 goal. But it's not a case of it's looking like the last 10 minutes is going to be very hard for them to find a chance. If they keep playing the way they've been playing, chances will come, and then hopefully you get that little break that you need. But they've been really positive for 80 minutes.
Here's Sean Young, spreads the play to the far side. Here's Jake Ruby. Excellent game to Ken Shoando. Tries that one and didn't get the ball, or the foot over the ball. It got it under, and it curled right to the hands favorably of Luciano Trasolini.
Jake Ruby, excellent pick out there. He was on the top of the box. A natural thing for any wide player, fullback, to do would be to cross the ball into an area, because that's what you get taught, but managed to keep his head up and pick out a midfield player on the top of the box to create that shot. Well played. Josh
Walter over the top, spreads it to the far wing again. There's the man of the fans of Highlanders' lips this evening. Jake Ruby trying to play it through for Ando, and again, Eli Guindo, Carl mentioned, can't lose those battles, and he didn't there. Smart defending.
In the right position. If you're in the right position to start, you start in points, start in positions, it always gives you that chance, especially with the strength that he has and the power.
Kenzie Colt trying to move on by Papriopoulos. Gets it through to Ken Shoando on the right foot, just outside the area, whips it in towards Hill with a chest, and I think you probably would have wanted to wrap the foot around that one, but either way, Trasolini collects.
Well, if he gets that one back, I'm sure he would go with his head, because that was a major opportunity to put the game really to bed.
Walter all the way back here to Trevor Schneider in his first Highlanders appearance and start here. Be huge for him to get the clean sheet, but Rovers will have much to say about that here in the last 8 minutes. And change for the extra time. Here's Walter. Quiet performance for the Highlanders.
Excellent pressing by Baldissimo Polisi.
Glennon, good coverage by Connor Guillermo, though. Knocks that one out of play. Corner coming up here for TSS FC Rovers.
They're actually doing everything correctly, everything on the front foot, everything positive. What they haven't achieved yet is that final action, that final shot on goal.
Corner kick for Mark Baldissimo. He'll deliver this one in. Connor Glennon and Shuntakana will go close to the air rather than close to the ball, as this Baldissimo whipped in back post towards Smichenko just over his head. Polisi chasing that one down on the far side, getting past Young. Looking to get onto his favored right foot. Young lets him get it to his right foot into the area. Papriopoulos attempts a bicycle kick, and that one falls down for Glennon. Top of the air, carries on left-footed shot, blocked by Guindo, and it should be a goal kick, and it will be a corner. Went off of a Highlander rather, as Shoji down with some cramping here, but what an opportunity for TSS, Carl.
We talk about defending at one end, the Rovers. We talk about the defending there. Excellent defending again. It opened up on the top of the box. The spectacular bicycle kick was missed again, and it fell to the attacker. And obviously, it was a great strike on goal, but good defending. Sometimes you have to give credit to defenders as well. You know, people are quick to jump on strikers or attacking players and say they should have scored, but sometimes they shouldn't, because defending is so good.
That one played in towards Guindo. Got up there with a head. Schneider will grab this one, and a good idea as well.
Guindo mistimed his jump. You know, he'd beaten his defender, but he was up too early, and he was trying to hold himself in the air, which is why he wasn't able to put the header on target.
Ken Shoando chased down by Jordan Haynes, and a free kick for TSS. Haynes will want to play it quickly. Trasolini switches it to Smichenko. Only one yellow card in this one. It's Jake Ruby back in the 74th minute. Little surprising continue, given rather the rivalry between these two. 7th all-time meeting, split down the middle between wins and for either side. Free kick for the Rovers. McMillan finds Haynes at half. Back to McMillan. Good ball on the near or far flank rather to Papadopoulos. Closed down by Takano. Gets a good tackle in there. Throw in for TSS. Papadopoulos will take. Finding McMillan. Trying to move to the top of the 18. Good tackle by Walter. Finding Jack Hill. Hill with a nice move as well past Jordan Haynes, and he'll carry on his run. And McMillan trying to get back to him there. Good run from Jack Hill, chasing at the byline. Gindo comes in, gets a foot in there, and Gindo wins the battle. Beautifully done by Eli Gindo, the tall defenseman.
Great centre forward play by Hill. Took the team 40 yards up the field, didn't give the ball away, and obviously just lost out to Gindo with a bit of strength. But good forward play by the Highlanders.
Polisi turns the ball over and then fouls Walter. That's Josh Walter. So free kick for Victoria from distance. 5 minutes to go. Rovers looking to get something out of this one. Game where both sides had their chances. Biggest ever crowd here at a Rovers game. Looking to get on their feet in this one. Walter from distance. 3 Rovers in the wall. It's the captain of the Highlanders in his first year. He'll take this one, and Traslin has to punch over. It's a good delivery from Josh Walter.
Sensible decision by the goalkeeper. You know, he could try and catch it and get caught up with the crossbar, or we can punch it back out into play, or we can just flick it over. So, very smart decision.
Correction, second-year Highlander Josh Walter, one of 4 returnees, with that one whipped into Traslin, who had to punch. Didn't play a minute of action last year. Traslin, who stepped into the number 1 role expertly with three clean sheets. This one played back stick by Ando. Control by the Rovers. They'll clear at the last moment. Smichenko forward towards McMillan. Banton comes in with the flying header towards Mackenzie. Cole in behind. That one's going to roll in behind the net of Traslin. And Mackenzie Cole with a smart run there. It just goes wide of him.
Traslin, he's not had much to do today other than pick the penalty out of his net. So, you know, when that happens for a goalkeeper, it's important that you keep your concentration, you keep communicating, you keep talking to your back four, and they've not been in any danger.
Jordan Haynes, now left foot, spreads it to Connor Glennon. Overlapping run from Guerrero as Glennon missed it. It was a smart one by Guerrero. He gets a touch on his right foot. Looks through for McMillan. Guillermo with a touch in there just ahead of Connor McMillan. Clear by Guillermo. Held in though by Chris Guerrero. Towards McMillan. Takes a touch. Beautiful move. Carrying on his run for McMillan. Comes to Guerrero on his right foot. Whips into the air. And Guillermo with a smart foot. Papadopoulos. To Haynes. Fouled just before halfway as Ruby took, or rather that's Sean Young took him out. Rovers a good position here for a free kick as the Highlanders make a sub. Coming out, Sean Tikanu, who's lively for the visitors. And about to come in, number 23, Keenan Colley. 2 games played for the Highlanders, only 31 minutes this evening.
Referee's trying to get him off. He's jogging off. He's had a very, very, very good game. Technically, very good player.
Jordan Haynes with a free kick for TSS. We'll see what he tries to do. Got that good delivery. Also could put a high one in, but he decides to go to Mark Baldissimo, who'll put it in high towards Smichenko up there. Comes down to Schneider. Best chance of the game was the header off the bar by Eli Heitzen, and Rovers had another one through Glennon that was blocked well by Guillermo, and that's really been all the snuffs at goal for the home side in this one. 88th minute, Rovers trying to press Highlanders. Every time they get the ball, they're just running at TSS and making them make plays, and it's worked well for Victoria in this one.
If you look at the game as a whole, there's not been too many clear-cut chances, you know, and the Highlanders have managed to take one of their few chances they've had, and the Rovers haven't. And sometimes in football that happens, but it's important you stick to what you believe in, you stick to the way you're trying to play, and you try and get something out the game, whether you deserve it or you don't deserve it, because there's not much between these two teams at all other than the penalty.
Jordan Haynes will take the free kick here. Pushes everyone forward. Jordan Haynes the furthest back for the Rovers. This one high in the air from Trasolini towards Gindo, gets the flick on it, over the top, cleared at the last moment by Ruby. Again, the man of the moment, and a chance for the Highlanders to break. Kensho Ando with Cole to his right here. Ando continues his run. Here is Mackenzie Cole on the right foot. Good step in by Glennon. Rovers trying to break though. Gindo finds Chris Guerrero. And that right foot for McMillan. Back to Chris Guerrero. Rolls it onto the deck for Luciano Trastellini. Switches play and dangerous, a little bit too light in the ball from Trastellini. Is good pressure by Mackenzie Cole, the fresher sub. 5 minutes of added time here at Swangard. And that's the Rovers' lifeline. Josh Walter skips on by Ili Heitinen. Good step in by Baldissimo. Wins it back for the Rovers, and Haynes taken down there by Hill.
They need to keep the tempo up for the last 5 minutes. They need to play positively, play forward, get the ball wide, and talk about getting crosses in.
McMillan for Glennon. Good tackle, though, by Iliad Shoji, left back, who's put in a shift. Throw in quickly taken by the Rovers. Here is McMillan.
Good positive play.
Polisi. Now Glennon. Couldn't find a teammate. Is good step in by the Highlanders. Here's Hill looking over the top, and that one's going to go out for a throw in for TSS. Haynes hustles over to take it. Quickly to Trastellini. Baldissimo switches the play. Papriopoulos making some moves, trying to get by Mackenzie Cole. Haynes now. Guerrero screaming for the ball on this near side. He'll get it. Overlapping one from Glennon. Guerrero goes high into the area. Gindo up there. Gets past Schneider. Back post and a chance for Smitshenko. Skies it.
That was your half chance you were waiting for, and ideally you'd probably want it to forward to an attacking player, a forward-thinking player. Keeper gambled for the ball, got his timing all wrong, and it fell to Smitshenko.
Smitshenko, mentioned, scored against the Highlanders last year, looking to make it 2 goals in 2 years against Victoria, but took the chance, and he had to take it in the first time as well, as not really much room in the area for a touch there. As Victoria pinned inside their own half here, Smitshenko makes Walter make a bad ball, but it's cleared for by Shoji, and a good one forward. Ken Shoando behind the defense, past Guerrero, cuts it back on his right foot, step over top of the area, cleared away by, I believe that's Eli Heinen defending.
Some tired bodies now.
Throw in quickly taken it by McMillan towards Ili Heitinen, and behind the defense, moving by Hunter Guillermo, getting into the area, cuts it back. Guillermo off his foot, he'll clear. As now Chris Guerrero pressures it up. Good touch on the right foot. Near side to McMillan, just in front of the touchline. Closed down by Shoji. Cuts it back to Glennon, looking through for McMillan, off a body of a Highlander. And the visitors from the island with a chance to break. And Smitshenko, the smart tackle ahead of Ando. Gets the ball to Baldissimo. Rolls into the path of McMillan. On the area, chance for Matteo Polisi to shoot, and stopped by Schneider. Good build up again from the Rovers moving side to side.
Polisi just caught the ball too well. Sometimes when you strike across the ball, you want it to come off the outside of your foot or go towards the near post. He hit it actually probably as clean as you can hit a ball straight into the keeper's arms.
He scored a couple of those this season from outside the areas. Matteo Polisi, already USL League 2 nominee, a goal of the week for him. And this time, Guillermo gave him an inch, something he hasn't done all game, and Polisi puts it square at Schneider. As Carl mentioned, got right over the ball. And caught by the keeper. This one poked through by Gindo towards Polisi. Steps there ahead of Walter.
We've got numbers in the box.
Papriopoulos with a left-footed delivery. Hits Mackenzie Cole. That's going to roll out for a throw in here. Not much time left for the Rovers, a minute if so. The one quickly taken by TSS. There is Jordan Haynes. Cuts it in towards Gindo. Flick clear by Banton. Now Hill at half. Could not find Mackenzie Cole as he slipped. And now Baldissimo over the top for Glennon. Clear by Jake Ruby, who's got to be man of the match for the Highlanders if this one finishes 1-0.
I think there's a number of players that have been very, very strong for the Highlanders. They defended very, very well. Concentration levels have been spot, and they've been very comfortable on the ball, and Jake fits into that category.
McMillan looking through, intercepted by Jake Ruby, getting past Polisi. And Polisi concedes the throw in for Victoria. Not much left for TSS here. Ken Shoando closed down by Gindo. Pokes it to Papriopoulos. High up in the air. Back forward is Sean Young. Flipping it through here, and a good ball. Chance for the Highlanders to break. It's Keenan calling behind the defense, and good shove off the ball by Chris Guerrero, rather, at the last moment to make sure that one didn't go into the back of the net. Rovers next game next Friday against Lane. Highlanders play next Sunday against Portland, and a team that is struggling. Here's Mackenzie Cole off the foot of Jordan Haynes. And that'll do it. The Highlanders come in here and sneak a massive win in the first game of the 2019 edition of the One If You Could Play It. As well, moving up the standings are the Highlanders as the Rovers drop this one winless in their last 4. Looking to right the ship next Friday against the Portland Timbers U23. Myself, Michael McCall, will have the action. And want to thank Carl Robinson again for joining me and taking a moment of your time to be here and give your excellent analysis. And thank you for that, and hope to see you around the stadium sometime soon.
Thanks very much.
The Rovers drop this one 1-0. Highlanders with the victory is Shamusha with the penalty, and that'll do it for me. Gideon Hill, thank you for joining us this evening. Rovers next game next Friday against Lane United. Hope to see you then.